So the first book I want to talk about today that I think is considered to be probably the most gifted book I've ever given out is The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. This book to me is, as my friends know, I say it's like my Bible. Even though the first time I read the book, it was an important book for me to understand about how to turn trials into triumph. It wasn't until many years later where the book had more relevancy to me. And I've probably read this book over 20 times. I've gifted this book about 70 to maybe 80 times to people around the gyms here in San Diego, to people all around the world. I've actually given it out in multiple languages as well. But essentially, this book has been revered by some of the biggest names in sports and education as a book that they've also given out to their teams, both in the corporate world and sports world. And the biggest lesson I would take away from The Obstacle is the Way is exactly the title, which is, again, the obstacle of, I don't want to go this route, but oftentimes that is the route you have to go in order to find your way. And so the path gets created as you go down the path. And I think that the stories in this book by Ryan Holiday, he really brings forward a lot of the stoicism of the Marcus Aurelius times to today's modern stories, everything from Martin Luther King Jr. to Teddy Roosevelt. Again, this book, without getting too deep into it, is going to be probably a great place to start to understand that really things that are going on in your life are going to have to be things that you take responsibility for and be able to turn those things around to actually make it to something where it becomes a positive in your life.